Hey there, it's Adil with Fresh Mark Sense, another fresh review. Today I'll be reviewing Velvet Orchid. Is It All That? It's another flanker of Black Orchid EDP, a great fragrance, one of my favorite ones. Is this living up to all the hype? I blind bought this. Let's check it out and see what you think. So when I initially sprayed this, I went crazy and oversprayed. I went like 8 sprays everywhere, and I thought, okay, let's just surround myself in the scent and just see if I could breathe it in. And I didn't really get much projection at all. In the first half hour I smelled it a little bit, and if I sprayed eight sprays, I got projection for the first 2 hours. But if I sprayed a little bit in one part for the first half hour, you can smell it and then it dies down. But after 8 sprays, 2 hours, it dies down. And I haven't actually been able to experience it today for more than 2 hours. So that is one big no-no to the fragrance, that Velvet Orchid does not really last more than 2 hours on male skin. But I've tried it in female skin and that has lasted way longer in terms of the projection. It actually I'd say it projects more, but it lasts pretty much the same, about 2 hours, where it projects about half an arm's width, let's say half an arm's width. But for me it was a very close to the skin scent, which was just a quarter of that. So unbelievable. But about the scent, I think this is definitely for a small event, not if you're going out for a long time, whatever. This is a differentiating product. It's almost as if you had the Black Orchid EDP, or you had another fragrance and you want to layer it or something. When I spray this off the top, sorry for dumbing it down straight away, but I had to just get that out of the way, because to be honest with you guys, I thought that it would last a lot longer. But on the first spray you get that rum note, that sweetness of the hyacinth, some bitter sweetness of the narcissus. It's like a dark flower almost. And when you mix there's magnolia in here in the mid as well, and that gives a slight creaminess to it. So it's got dark bitter floral tendencies and creamy floral. It has a denseness about it, and you really, I thought it was going to last because it's so dense in its scent profile. But unfortunately it really fades to more of a honey and light sweet hyacinth floral, with slight darkness of the narcissus still there, stark bitter dark floral notes. Green, a little bit green too. So it has floral, green notes, honey, and that Peru balsam in the base, which is a balsamic, amberish, ambery fragrance. It's quite dense, syrupy almost. But this is only projecting for the first 2 hours, and I feel that all of the magic of this fragrance, it's quite tragic that it doesn't last more than 2 hours. I've heard of other fragrances not lasting 2 hours, but for a Tom Ford fragrance, lasting 2 hours is tragic. Black Orchid EDP is definitely longer lasting than this. Even Mandarino di Amalfi has about 5 hours longevity, but no, that's Mandarino di Amalfi Aqua, which is the eau de toilette, not the eau de toilette, not the eau de parfum. So I had to just be honest with you guys and just say, this is a fantastic scent with the honey and floral and bitter green narcissus. It's an aspirational scent in a way that it's very it revitalizes you in a very fresh, summery way. but has a romanticism about the soft rose and powdery note. It's wearable for a man with a slight amber note, but on a woman the honey comes out very strong. The honey and the light powdery floral nature, it comes out, is very strong. So I was surprised on the difference in genders of how it projects and what scents came out. And I wanted this to last. I almost had a go at a friend of mine. I said, how can you just spray once and 5 minutes, say it's not going to last or whatever? And I said, oh, it's the whole journey of it, about it. You only know how long it lasts, because fragrance is an experience. You only know how long it lasts or how the journey was when you look back at it when it's finished. And it kept on finishing. And I was just eating my words in my mind, and I was thinking, no, this is not true. And I sprayed it once, about 2-hour intervals, about every 1 hour or 2 hour interval. And by the 2-hour mark, it always was just a light floral and mainly a honey scent. So it's great for a honey scent, I guess, but anything that lasts for about 2 hours longevity is probably not worth buying a full bottle. So this is an honest review of Velvet Orchid. It's a fantastic smell, but unfortunately it doesn't last long enough to warrant a full bottle purchase. I luckily got this from eBay. I said to myself, I'm not going to pay more than £50 for a fragrance that I don't really know is that good, and I blind buy without prior knowledge of it or the perfumer that made it. So this is a different perfumer that made it, that made Black Orchid EDP. Maybe hence since some more natural notes and less longevity. This perfume is more of an art form and something to enjoy in maybe 2 hours, but I love my practicality, and I wouldn't really wear a fragrance that would last for 2 hours unless I was just going out for 2 hours, and I can't really think of an occasion when I would do that. So I'd probably use this with an atomizer, a little decant, so I can re-spritz this if I really wanted to. But it's a nice scent. It has deep, that Peru Balsam is deep treacly in a resinous way. It has a leathery characteristic, it has suede note apparently. The amber, the floral. I love that bittersweetness of the narcissus with the magnolia creaminess. It has some jasmine in it. It doesn't come off as like very feminine, I'd say. You could wear it, but it is, I mean, on clothes, of course, it has a very feminine top note when you spray it. Very powdery, almost violet-like. Should not have put that in my nose, but definitely it comes off quite feminine in the beginning, but it dries down to be something more comforting, floral, powdery, warming, and a very warming scent in general. That's my honest review of Velvet Orchid by Tom Ford. Now you may be thinking, Adil, why are you doing a fragrance review of a perfume that you don't like? Because sometimes it's better to understand that you made a mistake and stop others from making the mistake too, of buying something based on how great it looks. But I did actually look at this when I was like 17 or 19 and be like, oh, that's the top of the shelf, that looks lovely. And I do like that kind of, and I thought, might as well, just because it seemed like a great scent. But sometimes if you spray something in the shop, it could actually just last for 2 hours, and you'd think that maybe because you tried lots of other scents in the store, that this just was, maybe the other scents have smothered the scent that you were wearing on the arm if you tried many other scents in the day in the shopping mall, wherever you go. So definitely that is a lesson to learn. If you are trying a fragrance, try it on one arm and try not to mix too many fragrances so you wouldn't make that mistake. And if you want to blind buy something, set a price for yourself, because I'm not really disappointed too much that is that I paid under £50, but I was wondering whether it was fake or not, because it is from eBay and the smell did not project so much. But the box was original and it had all of the relevant details, all of those code numbers or whatever. I can't get that in focus, but it was all legit, and sometimes it just doesn't last. So that was my honest review. Take care, stay fresh.